And good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're on a different farm. It's down south of Jeff City, and the snow's still on down here, but they don't have as much snow remaining as we do, and so this livestock fella turned the cows. They kept them off of here and fed hay up on that hill over there until the sun could do more of this. Anyway, I was going to show you the difference. This is, I think they said they had around 3 to 3.5 inches of rain before the snow came that night. And so, I mean, it's just soft out here. And then they got, 6-7 inches of snow on top of it. Now it's melted. But they've got, I don't know, there's probably 100 in here. These are Corriente cows. And the cross of the calves that I'm looking at today are, so there was a South Pole bull put on a Corriente cow. And that's one of the things that I talk about, when you can add value. If you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money to go out and spend, big money for really top quality breeding stock. You can get these South Pole the Corriente cows, down the road a lot cheaper than you can something else. So, having said that, when you put a really good South Pole bull on a Corriente cow, you get a pretty decent looking little heifer. And that's what's gonna, I think there's 18 to, there might be 20 of them in here, and they're different colors. There's red ones, there's some red white face, there's a few little black heifers in here that have white faces. There might be even a solid black. But the Corrientes, they range from, well, you name it, they're all different kinds of colors. But Corrientes are, they're tough cattle. They use them as a roping animal. The rodeos do. They do what they call the team pinning or team roping. They use Corrientes because they can take it. They're tougher than longhorn cattle. You can run them and run them and run them and rope them, and they kind of stand up to it. But when you take a Corriente cow and you put a good red bowl on them, these are some of the calves that you get. Whoops, that was close. I don't know how I caught that, but I did. There's a really nice little heifer right there looking at us. She's red. There's a red white face behind her. So all these cows most of these calves are born in June, July, and they're trying to back them up to where they calve more in the spring. So all these cows, ideally they'd like them to be calving in April, May. And I think they said they moved them up 2 months this year just by, as soon as these cows calved, they were exposed to a bull. There's a pretty little heifer right there. That one on the outside. So this is going to be weaned around the 1st of April, and they are going to be available to buy. We're going to have a little bit more detail about them on our website, greenpasturesfarm.net. But those of you all that want a cow, like right here, here's a nice little cow. It's a Corriente cross with that one's actually crossed with a red Angus. There's a nice little heifer up there. Boy, she's pretty. Got the blaze on her nose. I was talking to him about the horns on. Of course, all Corrientes have horns, and some of these heifers, I'm sure, will grow horns. And what they do is they let them grow for about 4 or 5 years, and then when they get some size to them, they actually cut them off. And they cut them off close enough that the cows grow hair completely over. You can't even tell these cows had horns. And I've seen people just leave the horns on them too. Well, that is a pretty little heifer right there. Whew. She's a dandy. So, there's another one right there looking at us. got the white belly on her. She's pretty. There's a solid red one looking at me. She's pretty. I would say by the time these calves are weaned, they're going to go 375 to 400. But when they're mature, you're looking at probably an 800 to 900 pound cow. And where I was going with that is how wet it is out here. Folks, these cows are not pugging this pasture. And I mean, it's soupy soft. You wouldn't dare drive a truck out here. You'd bury it. But if you had 1,400 pound cows, it'd look like a feedlot out here. You could track them. You could track them because they'd be leaving foot deep holes everywhere they walked. He's got some really nice grass out here. I mean, it's just green. Now see, they're 100 miles. We're 100 miles south of where we live. Pretty close to 100 miles. And you can just tell it's warm out. I don't have a coat on or anything. It's nice out here. It's probably 55. I bet it gets up to 60 today. But see, these cows have got these smaller calves on. They're still nursing. And look at the condition. I mean, the cows don't look that bad. We drove out here. We went by a lot of cows on other people's farms. You could count the bones on them. I mean, they were... Some of them look pretty tough. These cattle look pretty good. Man, do they have a good diet. There's a really pretty little heifer looking at us right there. She just put her head down to eat. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, there's gonna be red. There's gonna be a red white face. There'll be a few black white face, and there'll be a few solid black heifers. And the way we'd like to market them, just market the whole bunch. You have what we call a mixed dooster, and put your red bull on him and keep breeding him back to his daughters. In a few years, you're going to have a very, very efficient herd at a relatively low cost, invested in those females. It's a pretty pricey situation to go find really high quality grass genetic females right now. They're just, if you can find them, they're hard to find, and when you do find them, they're pretty pricey. So I think this is a good option. Get you a good bull, 1,200 pound, 12 to 1,400 pound fully mature red bull, and put them on these and keep the daughters out of them. You're gonna have a pretty decent herd. The herd that's gonna make you some money on grass. These cattle have never seen a bite of grain. Calves look just phenomenal. Really good hair coats on them. Slick. I mean, this little heifer right here with her butt to me. I mean, she is a beaut. I'm sorry, that's not a heifer, that's a steer. That's a bull calf. Bull calf, you're a good looking one. There's a little heifer right there. Her head down eating. She's a beaut. Got a good gut on her. I'm impressed. I mean, you know, Corrientes don't have as much meat on them, but when you add a really good beef animal, meaning a bull, onto these Corrientes, you're packing some meat on there. So you're adding value. You're taking an animal that doesn't have as much to eat, and you're producing more meat from that offspring. And you breed that daughter right back to their sire, it's gonna be better. The generation after that, it's gonna be better. Pretty soon you're gonna be there. You're gonna have an animal that's got the shorter legs, a big old gut, nice butt for a female, low to the ground, and can take on forage and make you a living without breaking the bank, hauling out all this crap that we gotta buy from town to keep our animals alive in the wintertime. Folks, that's where you lose all your money, is in the wintertime. Because you gotta feed these things. There's a nice little cow. Back off on her. She's just a nice little cow. That little cow won't weigh, she'd probably go 800 pounds. But she's in good shape, got a good hair coat, she's got a calf sucking on her, she weighs 800 pounds. She's the right color. You know, from Missouri, I'm gonna tell you, she's absolutely a good little cow. I'm gonna see if I can get up closer to this little heifer over here. Boy, she is a beaut. So this would probably be like a July born heifer. Man, she's gonna turn out to be a really nice heifer. To make a nice cow. She's built right. She's got the gut. She doesn't have a lot of leg on her. Very good conformation. Man, you have a bunch like that, you'd have it made. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. The rest of the group's waiting down here at the bottom of the hill for me. And we'll see y'all next time down the road. Oh, and by the way, those y'all want some good grass genetic steers, we've got them. They're gonna be available in June, first week of June. We got another group in July, the first week of July, then the third week of July. So they're gonna go from 500 pounds up to 600. So really good grass genetics. I'm telling you, I've got one of them in my herd I bought. He was just a beautiful animal last fall. I'm like, I'm gonna put that one in my herd and eat him next spring. So we did. Anyway, y'all have a good one and hit that subscribe button all the way out, and everyone have a great day.